guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this look, so let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial as usual. I'm going to place my little tape down and start off with my transition color from the Lick and Lash Beauty palette. This is their Duchess palette, and I'm using the yellow and the lighter orange shade for my transition color, and I'm going to place this onto the upper crease. I'm then going to go into the Makeup Addiction Cosmetics Vintage palette, and I'm taking the shade Amber first, and I'm placing this onto the crease as well. This is just going to start creating some extra color in the look and also giving the next shade something a little bit easier to blend into. Just make sure you go back in with that previous brush just to make sure all of the edges are nice and well blended. So the next color I'm going into is Cocoa Lace from the same palette, and I'm using a more tapered brush for this step so I get more control over where I'm placing the color. I'm just going to go ahead and place this into the crease as well, and again blend it out using my previous brush. Then to smoke out the look, I'm going to go into the Makeup Addiction Flaming Love palette, and with the shade Brownie, I'm going to place this onto the outer corners first and really pack this color on because I wanted it to be really dark. Then I'm going to go ahead and start dragging it into the crease, and that's going to create like the nice contrast that we get later on when we do our cut crease. Taking my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer, I'm going to go ahead and place some of this concealer on my lid, look up so I can create that little guide for me, and go ahead and start cutting my crease. I'm using a lip brush for this step. I'm trying out a new brush. This is the E19 from Morphe, and I really like this one. It's a little bit longer than the previous lip brush that I was using, so it made it a little bit easier for me to kind of cut the crease and have more control over what I was doing. And the edge is super sharp, so you get a really nice clean line. But I'm going to go ahead and fill in the lid there and then just blend it out using another flat brush from Morphe. And I'm just going to go ahead and pat that concealer in just to make sure it's nice and well blended. Going back in with that amber shade from the Vintage palette, I'm going to go ahead and place that onto the outer corner and kind of start dragging it into the lid area and the lash line. This is going to create like a nice little gradient effect when we have like our really dark outer corner and moving into like the lid colors. So I'm going to go back in with the Brownie as well and place that onto the outer corner too, just to redefine the outer corner and make sure it's really dark. I'm then going into the Makeup Addiction Meadow palette, and with the shade Slate Green, I'm going to place this onto the eyelid, and I'm packing this on using a Dent shader brush. I wanted to really pack this color on, so I made sure to use like a shorter brush for this step. I also wanted to kind of keep that really clean line from my cut crease, so I went in with the lip brush just to touch up the edges. So I'm going to go ahead and place on some pigments now. I'm using the Makeup Addiction Bare Green pigment. I'm first applying my NYX Glitter Primer. This is just going to give the pigment something to kind of stick onto. So I'm placing that down and working in little sections, and then adding my pigment after. So taking a break from the eyes, I'm going to move on to skin. I'm starting off using my Jouer Anti-Aging Moisture Primer, and I'm going to place that all over my skin. But I wanted to try a new foundation today, so I used the Maybelline 24-Hour Superstay foundation. The color was a little too dark, so I went ahead and mixed it using my Jouer High Coverage Essential Foundation Cream. And yeah, just went ahead and tried to get as close to my perfect shade as I possibly could. Once my foundation's blended out, I'm going to go ahead and move on to concealer. I'm going back in with that concealer from Makeup Revolution. This one is the shade C12. I use the shade C10 to cut my crease. So C12 is what I'm using right now to highlight all the high points of my face. So under eyes, Cupid's bow. I usually like to put some on the sides of my lips now just to really define like my lips when I'm doing my like lip liner and stuff. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out using my Real Technique sponge. I'm using another new product today from Maybelline. This is their Fit Me Loose Powder in the shade 300. I think it's medium deep if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't really sure how this powder was gonna apply, so I made sure to use a brush this time versus like baking with a sponge. And I really liked the way it looks like this, so I might just continue to apply it using my brush. But I love the fact that it was really close to my skin tone, so it didn't give me like too much of like a harsh highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and start contouring using my Black Radiance True Complexion contour palette. This is their powder contour palette in the shade light to medium. I took both of the contouring and sculpting powders and just went ahead and like bronzed and contoured my face using those two and just cleaned it up using my Real Technique sponge. Then I'm going to go ahead and move back to the eyes. I'm taking that shade Amber again from the Vintage palette and placing that onto my lower lash line to start smoking it out. I made sure to use a larger brush for this step just to really get that nice like smoky effect. And then I'm going back into the Flaming Love palette and using the shade Brownie again for the lash line just to kind of really pull the eye look together and kind of get that cohesiveness going on. I'm gonna go ahead and place my lashes on right after. These are the Bold Face Makeup lashes in the style Go Big or Go Home, and I absolutely love these lashes. They're so amazing. They're super fluttery, kind of dramatic, so, you know, just be careful when you're using them. If you're not really used to lashes, you might want to try something a little bit more natural looking, but I do love them and how they came out with this look. I'm then gonna just touch up my lower lashes with some mascara, then move on to my brows. I'm using my Anastasia Dipbrow pomade in the shade Dark Brown, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of feathering for the brows, nothing too crazy. I started using my Sigma EO6 brush for this step, and I really like the way it looked because the lines were super sharp and it really looks like little hairs were growing out of my eyebrows. So I'm probably gonna be using that brush more often to kind of touch up my brows. After that, I'm just gonna go ahead and spritz my skin using some Mario Badescu Rose Water Facial Spray, then add my glow. We're using the Jackie Aina Le Peach Diamond Powder from Artist Couture. Ay! I love this highlighter so much. It's super cute. It's like the perfect shade too. It has like this perfect mixture of peach and gold. So I definitely wanted to include it in this look because I just picked it up recently and it's been definitely like a staple in my makeup kit right now. After that, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up my look by completing my lips. I'm lining my lips first with my MAC Cork lip pencil, then going in with my NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick, and this one is in the shade Lace Detail. I'm gonna blend it out using a flat shader brush. I also used some of the Jouer lip topper in Skinny Dip, or for some reason I didn't show it. I have no idea why. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and thumbs up this video if you liked it. Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you guys think, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next video.